Namaste, hello. Welcome to June 2013. 2013.
Oh, we are so excited that you are here with us today and really honored. And I find it absolutely no accident that it's June 1. You know, that we are here right at the precipice of this extraordinary expanding energy. We're so blessed that we have just culminated the 4 months of the Diamond Portal of Ascension and really anchored that on the planet. And if you have not been tracking that, go back and review the videos. Go back and pay attention, because by anchoring and opening this beautiful Diamond Portal of Ascension, what has happened is that the world, literally our planet, has been able to temper a lot of the intensities. We were set up for some major intensities in late May, and through your presence, through this collective energy, we are truly offering, I want to use the word disbursement. It's like a disbursement of this.
You know, when you see a thunder cloud, a thunderhead they call them, you know, it's that dense, dark, powerful energy. Imagine that as a single point of impact on Earth where there would be a dramatic event versus multiple clouds of smaller impact, but spread out over a wider area.
Thereby more people having the opportunity to really have the choice of awakening through the event.
And so as you look at the last half of May, you know, for the last several months we've been talking about the chaos energy and this bubbling energy that's going to be acting out through the various peoples of the earth. As you look at the last half of May, and virtually every continent had some form of disaster or unexpected energy, whether it was a social thing, some of the terrible things that had happened in social unrest and loss of life, or natural, from meteors to volcanoes to earthquakes to storms. It's been
Tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes. It's been an amazing month of May around this world.
Very much so, very much so. And you know, one of the things that is really, we're actually very, very blessed, is that because this Diamond Portal of Ascension anchored with such profound energy, I mean really profound energy, and it was constantly energized, and whether people were consciously aware of it or not really doesn't matter, because of course it's the inner wisdom that's coming forward. Yet you are, and you have been consciously aware, and it's your continued presence that is making this difference. You know, for example, on a very peak day in May, rather than a worldwide incident of terror that would have been a startling, kind of like another 911 type event, sadly, we had an awful trigger event in England with this poor young man who was, you know, hatcheted to death. But the key here is to look at that this became a smaller moment with a greater world impact. Everyone could find the balance through this. You have extremists and you have those that are saying, wait a minute, we do not condone this. And so there has been this minimization of the challenges. Not that the challenges aren't happening, just there is I want to just say like a balance being found in them. Now, given that, hold on, here we are in June. The next 6 months of 2013, June, July, August, September, October, November, are extremely powerful points. And the next 3 months are the ones that carry with them this energy of polarized chaos, is the way I want to share that with you. Because we are opening up, and collectively the world is opening up the new Merkaba. The Merkaba of self-ascension is finally arriving in a huge global way. Now, very few people are still aware of that, so talk to people about it, introduce them to it, get them the free ebook about self-ascension, because this ascended Merkaba energy has been seeking to anchor on our planet for many, many years. And now that it's coming forward, what you're going to see is that many, many people are not understanding what this lift means. We have been living in the equilateral energy of the Merkaba, and we're getting ready to move into this golden mean expansion. Yet, whether you're conscious of it or not, again, just like the Diamond Portal of Ascension, you're going to be affected by it. So it's 6 points that are opening, and the first point is opening this month, June, and it's the very top point of the Merkaba, which is the masculine energy. Remember, that whole top point is all about masculine energy. June, July, and August is opening the masculine. And so this month is very much about the energy of crown and kingly expression. And because of that, it's going to get really powerful. This is going to be a really powerful, you know, I last read that it's no accident that this is also the month we celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the male energy is a forceful, stepping forward kind of an energy. And oftentimes, if that masculine energy is not connected to love and wisdom, it's a further disruption of the harmony. You know, bear in mind, what is the difference between a fire and a rocket? It's that focus. You know, a rocket ship has a funnel through which the flame is focused, and it gives it great momentum versus scattered fires. And if you take a look at that fire energy of a rocket, it would be a lot of wildfires would be the equivalent. And so on our planet, those that have harnessed that love, wisdom, connection, and freedom, that diamond portal is like the focus on a rocket.
Ooh, very much.
It gives a purposeful intent to your actions, to your energy. So consider for a moment the diamond portal, which many of you have consciously embraced. For those beings that have not, it's just scattered energies. But once it's focused, then around that is formed a Merkaba, which spins basically for your lift, basically for you to move forward. So consider now, if you don't have these concepts in your mind, it's still okay. There's a chance that you're going to align to it due to your soul's wisdom. However, for those that are not aligned, the energy on the planet is going to have a, let's just say there's going to be a strata of chaos and bounce and turbulence and fear that comes from the lack of order. You know, when we have a sense of organization, there's less fear. When things are just scattered and wild, they destabilize consciousness. That triggers an additional fear fuel for the problem. So remember, by focusing on your practices, by bringing in an understanding that we are balancing the qualities, the divine energies, we preserve an integrity and a lift.
And remember that this portal, okay, so what's the diamond portal that Shree's talking about, is designed to offer you that still point, to give you the center. It becomes the center of the Merkaba of self-ascension. And you know, in our newsletter, we've been sending out graphics to help you really kind of grasp around this. And when you carry that diamond portal of ascension as your grid, so to speak, around you, you're able to stay in that still point. Now, over the next 3 months, June, July, and August, while we're really activating this powerful kingly masculine energy on the planet, because remember, the top part of the Merkaba is the masculine, the bottom part is the feminine. And we are not going to open up. The balance of this energy that's opening in June right now will not open until September. And so June, July, and August, it's going to be a intensely masculine summer. But in June, here is the gift. It's about kingly energy. It's about the crown ignition. So as we gaze into our own balance of masculine, feminine energy within, it also is calling us to be empowered. It's calling us to stand clear. It's calling us to be the benevolent king. A wise, benevolent king is the greatest servant on the planet, versus an egomaniacal king becomes a dictator.
You know, the tyrant energy of domination, and we have too much experience with that.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to see really trying to play out in June. You're going to see the energies of the benevolence and the energies of the dictator, and you're going to see them in yourself. You're going to see them in your families. You're going to see them in your workplaces. You're going to see them globally. And this time, right now, this next 6 months, where the Merkaba of self-ascension is igniting on the planet, such a blessing, we are also setting the stage for the next 4 years. Because the next 4 years, 2013 through 2017, are the years that the Mayan elders talk about as setting us up. To the Mayan elders, 2017 is what many people thought 2012 was. And so it's about a new form of preparation, which is why the planet has been doing her dance. She's shifting, she's moving. The universe, remember, we are now in a totally different location in the universe. How many times, it's like a weekly event. Just now, right now, we're talking about a giant asteroid dragging a giant moon that will nearly come to the Earth. We looked at the explosion on Mars last week, which we're going to do a whole radio show about because it wasn't what they tell you it is. But it's because we're in the middle of the universe. And so we are in a cosmic center right now that is also saying we are here to support you who have chosen to remember, reconnect. And this is very, very powerful because this next 6-month period will harvest everything that we need to harvest to navigate the next 4 years. This is one of the single most powerful times on our planet in the past 13 years since we've hit 2000. There's been many moments, but this is a collective period of time that will have been a full 10-month period. The 4 months of opening the Diamond Portal of Ascension, the 6 months of opening up the Merkaba of Self-Ascension, leading us into December, which will be the transition as we all kind of take a breath and stay in the still point and move into 2014. This is why we have decided that this was the month to share some information that we have not offered before, information that we've had, but that we had been very, very clearly guided not to offer. Yet June is the month, because remember, it's about empowerment. It's about coming into the crown, and coming into the crown also means clarity. You cannot be the benevolent ruler, the benevolent leader of your own life, or the compassionate leader of your own life, unless you have very great clarity.
You know, many of you have been on a spiritual path consciously for lots of years, lots of duration. And I had a funny image come in my head as you were sharing of when is the cake made? You know, when we mix up the ingredients, the batter, is that making a cake? Or is it when it's put in the oven, or when it's complete? Timing. When is the cake really made? And for each and every one of us, we're in that oven right now, yet we're conscious participants. So all of this time, especially since 1987, but especially since the millennium, all the ingredients have been stirred in. And as we got to December 21, 2012, it was plus or minus, it was putting the cake in the oven kind of event. And now there's a duration. There's a duration where the ingredients, you and me and everyone else, consciously must allow the maturation to happen. And so I offer you that little visual because for me, oftentimes I need some reassurance. I need to understand, what is it I'm participating in? I know I agreed, but golly, it isn't comfortable sometimes. and this ties back to why Kira and I are offering some unique telecourses, some live interactive teachings with you in the coming months. As your vibrational rate changes, it's like we get reintroduced to things that we thought we knew, but now we can take to the next level. And so as your vibrational rate lifts, our whole paradigm begins to shift. We begin to comprehend and apprehend our world differently, and our capacity to serve is enhanced. Our capacity to be an active participant, a co-creator, is enhanced. And so we have brought to you some material that will truly offer you greater freedom, greater capacity to be present, to be conscious, and to be helpful for the coming years.
Really true. And June is the month to initiate this. It had to be June. And we were, we always follow everything with guidance. As with in November, when this Merkaba finally anchors totally, we were called to be an Angkor Wat. And we were so miraculously blessed that our Cosmic 17 journey sold out. I mean, it filled up in 3 days. And we still have people who are calling us and writing us and are a part of it. And this is a worldwide connection. Just because there's only that amount of us going there in person, this is a worldwide process. And we're going to have worldwide connections when we're there. And we'll talk about more of those in the coming months. In June, remember, the masculine point is opening. The very top point of the Merkaba Self-Ascension is opening. king energy, crown energy, empowerment, benevolence, divine leadership, divine rulership. One of the gifts of the programs that Shri and I are bringing forward is that I remember personally myself when the cosmic life regression came through me through the beloved Blue Star Board many, many years ago. I was brought to my knees in tears because it was bar none the most profound healing of my life. And to be able to recognize and truly not get consumed by, and just to allow yourself to visit, understand, and harness those lessons are needed now. And responsible wisdom, remember love, wisdom, freedom, connection and freedom in the Diamond Portal of Ascension, that wisdom, that seeking to come forward, you're being supported for it to come forward in ways that have never happened before. And once you understand cosmic life regression, and then you combine that with the beautiful expression of the Avesa intuition, you are able to fully put together 100% of the puzzle pieces of your life so that you can stay in the center of the portal and actually be the servant of divine crystalline light over these coming years, rather than be affected by it. You must invest in you, in whatever way that takes. Investments are time, investments are energy, investments are love, light, reading, sharing, communicating, knowing who to be with, knowing who doesn't support you, investing in growth and classes. You must take this time, these next 6 months, to bring all that into you so that you are the next teacher, you are the next practitioner, you are the presence, you are the angel informed, enlightened with your full wisdom in the still center.
So take a breath and trust. You know, everything that we do comes to you with the intent to serve, to lift. And we hope that these offerings will touch you. Have a look at them. See if it's time for you. Because we know as a collective it is time. And yet there's individual timing within the time.
Exactly. And you know, I do just want to share that we are so grateful. Shri and I are also offering at our Self-Ascension Sanctuary high above Antigua, Guatemala, we are offering personal sacred time in the sanctuary for small intimate groups, 6 at a time. And both of those offerings have already filled up. Well, there might be one offering left. And because there's been such an overwhelming demand, we are going to do our best to put another one on. So if you are interested in that, just because you see filled up, still send your emails to Kat to support at Self-Ascension. And we have been called to spend intimate time, to transfer knowledge, to offer things that can only be done in a small intimate setting. And the sanctuary here in Antigua is an extraordinary, tranquil, sacred place. We are about a full kilometer, a little more, above Antigua, Guatemala, sitting in the middle of pristine stars, and in conjunction with time at Tosa La Laguna, this is the time of dispensing the wisdom. So allow your heart, allow your light, allow your love now to feel the ignition. I want you to just kind of take your hands, if you want to, like I'm doing, and just kind of do this. Because remember, it's the top point of the Merkaba Self-Ascension. We are igniting our kingly crown energy. The top of the Merkaba is igniting in June. And let that energy, think of it as a shower, right? In June, it's just going to be showering. Shower that energy and stay in the benevolence of the king and the stillness of the Diamond Portal of Ascension as we navigate a month that is going to open wide, let's just say that way, a heavy masculine power on the planet. And so allow yourself to be in that ascended presence with that.
And so, beloved ones, once again, we invite you to just let this flow in, to breathe consciously, and to know that we are participating together in a grand, grand evolution. And at times, in the details of our life, the interactions may seem revolutionary. However, it's through that dynamic that the evolution is birthed and brought forward. So breathe, trust, and know that your life is important and all is truly well.